Somebody better buckle up, because on April 8th, 2024, we are about to witness the largest solar eclipse we've had in history. And why are millions of people going to the store right now to stockpile food and gas and whatever items they're going to need in preparation for this? Counties all across the country, even NASA, are issuing warnings to citizens that they need to know. People are deathly afraid, especially after seeing how the eclipse will pass through 7 cities named Nineveh, is passing through a random town named Rapture. According to NASA, the total times of 2017 and 2024 actually equals 7 minutes and 10 seconds. But recently we've got an even crazier update, and no one is actually talking about how there's another sign in the sky separate of this eclipse that's going to be taking place in April that has a very particular name to it. When Jesus was on the cross, there was an eclipse that darkened the entire earth, and there are some who reference how the kingdom of God works in cycles, and if Jesus Christ, when he was on the earth last, there was an eclipse, and if there's another eclipse, could he be coming back? Could this be a sign of the final end times moment right before the tribulation? On this video, we're going to find out if these things could be the truth, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you here at the end of this video. And no matter what, if you don't even want to hear about any of these things, if you just want to know where and when, then you'll also find that out by the end of this video. And there have been some updates to the weather and the path of this full total solar eclipse that you're going to need to know. And one of the first really interesting things that people are talking about was how that there was a lunar eclipse during Jesus' crucifixion, but there was also a 3-hour-long darkness that covered much of the world. Mark described the crucifixion of Jesus, and when the 6th hour had come, there was a darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour. If darkness covered the entire land, it would be visible to more than those in Jerusalem. Everyone around the Roman Empire would have seen something if it was real. Second event likewise would be visible everywhere. Joel prophesied, and Peter quoted it, that the sun would be changed to darkness and the moon to blood before the great and glorious day of the Lord comes. And then everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. If we find nothing in the historical record, then it appears the Bible lied. Well, then that's where things get really interesting. So what do we find? Thallus was one to first write about the darkness at the time of the crucifixion, writing at about 52 AD. On the whole world there pressed a most fearful darkness, and the rocks were rent by an earthquake, and many places in Judea and other districts were thrown down. This darkness, Thallus, in the 3rd book of his history, calls, as appears to me without reason, an eclipse of the sun. The Bible is not just a bunch of myths. It records real events that actually happened in real history. And anyone who's read the Bible before knows how the kingdom of God does not work in a line like we know it. The kingdom of God is actually cyclical. Jesus first came as the lamb, and when he comes back, he's coming as the lion. The book of Genesis is actually a perfect mirror to the book of Revelation. If some people are referencing how when Jesus first came, there was a great darkness that went over the land, and now when he's coming back, there's going to be a great darkness over the land. And before I share with you how we need to conclude about these facts concerning the crucifixion and what we're about to face, let's talk about another one of the topics, and then we'll get into it. A lot of people are referencing how it's passing through 7 cities named Nineveh. And yes, there are a lot of cities named Nineveh who are in the close vicinity of the full solar eclipse, but actually only 2 cities named Nineveh are in the path of the total eclipse. And yes, it is correct that 2017 roughly passed 7 Salem cities. Again, not perfectly, but they were within the general vicinity. There is a town named Rapture in Indiana, of which this 2024 solar eclipse is passing through. And so we can obviously see that something's going on. Do we need to be concerned with this? Well, and also people are referencing how the shape of the 2017 eclipse with the 2024 eclipse actually goes on to form the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet and the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Could this be a clear sign from God that he's speaking to us? Here's where it gets really interesting, though. This solar eclipse that is going on April 8th, 2024 isn't the only celestial event that we're about to see. Actually, a striking celestial event is set to unfold throughout April. A devil comet, sure enough, an uncommon horned comet, officially named Comet 12P, is forecast to make an appearance in the same month as the total solar eclipse, sporting a shape reminiscent of Millennial Falcon spacecraft from Star Wars. And also, this is according to Arizona Central. The Devil's Comet has captivated scientists worldwide with its recent energetic eruptions and infrequent appearance. The Devil Comet occurs roughly once every 71 years. Akin to the renowned Halley's Comet. So some people are talking about how convenient it is that in the same month that we witness one of the greatest solar eclipses that arguably is going to be witnessed by the greatest amount of people in America, just so happens to fall on the same time that a comet named the Devil's Comet that only comes 71 years, it's going to be best absorbed in the northern hemisphere. Before I share with you my thoughts on how we should conclude about all of these things, there are just a final couple things that I want to talk about. One of the first cities that this solar eclipse is entering in America is one that you probably know, especially after the last few months, named Eagles Pass. And Gabe, what's so important about this city? Well, there's a special place there called Shelby's Memorial, which, if you don't know anything about the Civil War, it was actually the same place where the last Confederate soldier was buried. How interesting. Could it just be a coincidence? Does this eclipse have anything to do with possibly the slavery that America has been under? Maybe the 60 million lives that have been killed through a and of course, we've repackaged it as reproductive rights. But when we really want to be honest with ourselves, we're taking away the ability for a person to live and breathe, all in the name of convenience. Quick side note, if you're a mother who is considering abortion, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you and love you and support you. Here at the ministry, we are here for you. Now, in the Bible, it talked about how the sons of Issachar understood the times, and the Lord is actually waiting on his church, his body, his people who have awakened their eyes to finally understand what is actually going on around them. And before I tell you that full conclusion that we need to be at concerning all of these things, I just want to show you the complete map of when and where this full solar eclipse is going to be going on. And I will also tell you that you do need to be prepared because traffic is going to be nuts. And you can't just look at this eclipse with your bare eyes. You're going to need some glasses clear, and you're going to need some clear skies to be able to see this the way you want to. With all of that being said, what do we make of everything that's going on? Do we need to be afraid? No. I hate to break it to you, but anything that is stoking a spirit of fear is not accurate from the Bible. And yes, the truth is that a lot of these things that are going on as signs in the sky are more than just interesting. They are signs that we need to be aware of. And some are referencing how this will be the sign right before the great tribulation, when the truth is that Jesus said clearly, no man knows the day or the hour. No matter what, this is nothing that you need to be afraid of, because when you're living in close, intimate relationship with God, under his umbrella, when the end times events go on, you're not afraid, but you're actually more than prepared. You're actually more than ready. That being said, I wouldn't be doing this video any justice ending it without giving you the opportunity for you to know for sure where you are with God. Because I will be honest, I'm not going to go out and say that this solar eclipse is going to usher in the greatest emergency the country has ever witnessed, and you just need to go stockpile everything up. I'm not going to go that far, but I will tell you that there's obviously going to be some concerning things going on in a country where we don't even know our identity anymore. We don't even have fathers and mothers. We don't even have a chance to life before we're being thrown into the trash can. I don't know how you're even alive on this earth right now without knowing the love that the Father has for you. And I would challenge you today to maybe take the risk and accept the truth of how, if you know who is for you, who can be against you. But here's the thing with your relationship with Jesus. He's not a patty cake, and he's not just a box you can check or something to claim in front of other people to make yourself feel good. He wants your yes, but not just a yes that is like a halfway playing games. No, his yes that he's asking you is a full, complete surrender. In fact, it's such a surrender, it's only something that he's asking you out of a place that he himself has already done. He himself has already given everything just for you. Men, rise. Women, rise. In fact, he's already written an entire book in heaven with the plans just for you. But he's waiting on you. He's a gentleman. He will not force. He will not control. He's waiting on you. How do you enter his umbrella? How do you stay safe in these crazy times? Everyone that calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. I've put out some more videos concerning this solar eclipse and some more truth that you need to be aware of. If you want to watch click right here.